diversity is not enough. When I came into this profession, we talked about diversity, and my career was really built around diversity awareness, understanding, education, right? But we're no longer in that place where just being aware or tolerant is acceptable. This is not about tolerating. This is not about numbers only. We have too many pressing issues that we need to focus on. So our libraries, we continue to struggle with recruitment and retention of people from underrepresented populations at all levels of the organization, right? At lunch, I was having a conversation, and we talked about representation here. And one of the things that I said is that it is my experience that recruitment and retention balance themselves out, for better or for worse. And I don't mean we should give up on it, but I do mean that it's difficult to set really high recruitment goals, as in numbers, representation goals, and then expect that some of the folks who are in some of those key positions, or some of the folks that represent some of those underrepresented communities that we're trying to shore up on, are not going to be recruited off elsewhere. So to think solely about representation is really tricky, because it's kind of this cyclical experience that is really difficult to manage over time, right? That there are 4 distinct generations of people working as colleagues in today's research libraries. I don't know about you, but I hear about this all the time. The generational differences, the way that we communicate, the way that we work, our style of working, our preferences for working, the way that we define professionalism, all of those sorts of things are huge conversations that are happening, not just in libraries, by the way, but in all workplaces, because we have such distinct generations interacting together. And it's causing a lot of need for coming together and figuring out how do we do this differently and better, and leverage the strengths that the different generations bring. Our organizational cultures are shifting in response to changing organizational structures and systems. So I'll talk a little bit more about culture later in the presentation, but our organizational cultures are at a shifting point. And I think I don't know about you here, but I feel it in a lot of organizations that I visit with, where I feel like there's this tension between what we've always done and what we pride ourselves in doing and what we do very, very well and we've built up our identity around, and what the new vision, strategies, expectations are, the tensions that are pulling us between what we've traditionally been and we're proud of, and what it is that we have the potential for being and we want to aspire to. And how do we do all of those things well? Because we believe in doing things well. That's one of the hallmarks of our profession, right? And so how do we do all of those things well? And our users expect increasingly sophisticated and multifaceted services from us and the people who work here. And so our user expectations and our shifting user expectations are continuing to pull on us.